So today, as you can see, I'm not in my home here. I'm at my son's place. I wanted to film here because the light is really good. You know, I hesitated a lot about the topic of this video. So first I want to say that soon I will do, as soon as I can, I will do a video about the last album by Rustin Man. I listened to it a little, not a little, I listened to it here and there during my work, and I really need to listen to it a lot before being able to do a video about it, but it's going to come. Then I was wondering if I was not going to talk about the controversy there is on YouTube about dramas between different channels and YouTubers. I'm aware of that because every time I open YouTube, you know, YouTube show me videos, and I was kind of upset to see a form of bullying towards a YouTuber. I think that when things go wrong between YouTubers, and if they are suing each other, it should be done in court with judges and lawyers, and we shouldn't be aware of that because it's none of our business. Second, when I go to YouTube, it's really to have fun, to learn things, to have a good moment, not to see people fighting together, and it really gets on my nerves. So I wanted to talk about that, and then I thought, no, I don't want to talk about that because then it gives it even more importance, and I don't want to give importance to these things which are boring, annoying, and upsetting. So I thought, you know what? What would make me happy to talk about? And the first thing which came to my mind was Gilmore Girls. So Gilmore Girls is a series, a TV show, a series, which has been existing since a very long time. I think it has been filmed between 2000 and 2007, so it's not brand new. There was a revival later, but I'm talking about the original right now because I have a slightly different opinion about the revival, so I don't want to mix everything. I'm really talking about the original one. And you must know that Gilmore Girls have a very deep and, yes, profound, deep meaning to me. I'm going to explain to you why. So I know it's only a series, but you must know that it's a very educated series. What I mean is that you have to be educated to understand what is inside, because most of the words said, most of the conversations are related to some kind of culture, books, films, sayings, I don't know, yes, literature, painting, French language. It's not easy to follow. Sometimes I guess, sometimes I know what they are talking about, sometimes I absolutely don't know. Sometimes it's very typically American, so I'm not always aware of that. Sometimes I know what they are talking about. It makes me very happy. But I had to search a lot to understand everything. So don't think that it's a TV show, little stupid, girly, and light. It's not exactly that. It's a really good quality. I recommend it. I think it's a classic. It should be among the most celebrated series of our times. Of course, I love it, so that's why I'm saying that. But still, I really think that it's not the usual series. There are a lot of series that I like, that I'm watching, that I enjoy. But Gilmore Girls is a little different, I would say. And don't think that it's only for girls. My younger son was watching with me. He doesn't watch it now, but he didn't hate it. He was not like, oh, it's for girls, leave me alone. No, no, no. He was watching also. I think it's for everyone, for young, older, maybe not to young kids because some scenes may be a little not appropriate for children, but I would say from teenager to very old, that's fine. So I discovered the Gilmore Girls in Paris, and I think that it was in 2005 or something like that. We didn't have it right away when it was released. I think it arrived later to France. But I was not especially watching this series. But one day, completely randomly, I arrived on it. I opened the TV and it was there. And it was the episode, probably from the season 7, so the last season, when she comes back from Paris, where I'm not going to tell you what happened in Paris, but she was with Christopher in Paris and she just came back and she wants her daughter to come to eat escargots, which means snails. I remember that is the first episode that I saw, so I didn't know the story before. I just watched that in Paris, and I don't remember. I think that it was with subtitles, because I can't remember having watched it in French. So I probably watched it in English, but with French subtitles, because once I came across the French version, so no subtitle in French, it's a catastrophe. Don't watch it in French if you are French or if you speak French. Don't watch it in French. It's so bad. It's not very well translated. Some jokes are not possible to be translated to French because it's not the same sense of humor. Michel, who is supposed to be a French guy, in the French version they made him Italian. It ruins everything. So watch it in English with subtitles if you don't speak English good enough to understand. I watched maybe 1 or 2, 3 episodes in Paris, but it was in the middle of my breakup with my ex-husband, and I was really not in the mood to follow a series or to watch something. I was a little upside down. And I think that when I came to LA, I can't really remember how it happened, but I think where I was living before, there was a TV in my apartment that I was renting. So I was watching the TV, and I think that I came across again the Gilmore Girls, and I watched it again here and there. But then I thought, oh, I like that. I must watch it from the beginning. And I bought all the DVDs of the Gilmore Girls. So it means that I was very motivated, because it's not cheap when you buy them all, you know. I never do that. It's the only series where I have the DVDs. I never did that before. I was watching the DVDs, and I was traveling back and forth between France and Los Angeles with my DVDs, which is kind of heavy when you have 7 seasons. And I watched them so much that I'm sorry I don't have them here because they are in my home. I didn't know that I was going to do my video here, but one day I will show you. It's big, you know, it's really big. And I was watching that and traveling with that, and I've been watching that so much that my DVDs are completely worn. Some areas are impossible to watch because they are completely worn. I damaged them so much I watched them. When I was feeling really bad because of the breakup and I was traveling back and forth, which was not easy, it was not an easy time, I had this thing which was stable. Wherever I was, Paris or Los Angeles, it was there. And why I was so interested in this series in particular, it's because Lorelai, the relationship that she has with her mother was, I say was because it's not quite true anymore, but was kind of very close to the relationship that I used to have with my mother when I was younger. And she was younger. My mother was younger, I was younger. We had a very difficult relationship. It changed now. We got older. She had health problems. She changed and I changed. So it's not true anymore. And actually, in the revival, there is a change also between the Lorelei and the mother. Not right away, but at a point it changes. So when I was seeing these two women, the relationship that they had, I was like, it's incredible. It's like if someone filmed my relationship with my mother when I was younger. That's why I was interested at the beginning, because I was thinking, how do they know? They filmed us sometimes. Emily, the mother, the grandmother, she says something, it's something that my mother could have said. So close it was. Of course, I didn't run away with the baby. I didn't have a baby when I was 16. I ran away from my parents' home very early in my life, kind of by the same way as Lorelei left her mother. And I was very interested in this series because it reminded me so much of my own life. If you watch the series, you will see that they speak, not right away, but more we go forward in the series, more you will see that they speak faster and faster, all the actors. At the beginning, it was only Lorelei, and then little by little, everybody speaks really fast. And a lot of dialogues, they have a lot to say, and they speak really fast. And I was not so fluent, I was speaking English already, but you know the English that we learn at school in France. So it's not the American that I could find in Los Angeles. And at the beginning, I couldn't understand everything. I was understanding most of it, but not everything. And I was watching and watching again and watching again and watching again because I made a point to understand every word. And I was paying attention to the things that I didn't understand right away. I can tell you that still now I discover new things that I didn't notice before and that I notice now. And the funny things, the funny dialogues make me laugh still now. How many times I watched this series, I don't know. Probably 1,000 times at least. You can't imagine how many times I watched it. Imagine from 2005 to now, so during 15 years, I've been watching again and again and again and again the Gilmore Girls. So of course I know the stories by heart, the dialogues almost by heart. I know everything, but still I find a way to discover new things every time I'm watching. Small details, small things. I learned typical American expressions. I learned so much about the American language. I can tell you when I arrived in LA, when I settled in LA, when I started working on my business in LA, I felt comfortable thanks to the Gilmore Girls because I was able to understand what people were saying even when they were speaking fast because of the Gilmore Girls, thanks to the Gilmore Girls. And I've been educated in the same time. And it's very entertaining, it's very funny. I like the sense of humor in it. I feel very comfortable. Stars Hollow, the place where they live, it's a place that I would dream to find a place like that because I like when everybody knows everyone, when people are so nice. They are all very eccentric and completely crazy. That's what I love. I love crazy people. I will give you an example which makes me laugh every time. It's Suki going to Luke's diner with a wedding cake topper, you know. And so you have the groom and the bride in plaster, small thing like that. And she comes and she says to Luke, "It's your butt, it's your butt." And don't forget, they are in a diner, so everybody is listening and hearing what she says. "It's your butt, it's your butt." She speaks about the butt of the groom on the topper. And of course, Luke tells her, "Please, everybody's listening to you. Stop saying it's your butt." You must see the scene because I'm not an actor and I don't know how to convey what is funny. But every time I see that, I'm laughing so hard. Imagine that in a diner, someone who comes and says, "It's your butt." Another scene which makes me laugh. I'm not going to tell you the story because I don't want to ruin the fun. I want you to discover the story by yourself. When Lorelai tells her daughter, "Watch Luke and tell me if there is something weird in his behavior." And she comes in the diner and Luke tells her, "Is everything okay?" And she says yes, and she almost falls on the table and everything is falling on the floor, the plates, the glasses, everything. And her daughter, Rory, says, "That was a little weird." So, same thing, you must see the scene because when I tell the story like that, it's not funny. But every time I see that, it makes me laugh so hard. Another one, which is not bad, it's when Lorelai tells her mother that she went to a cat funeral. Emily, the grandmother, says, "Okay, and tomorrow you go to a raccoon's wedding." So, I'm sorry, but that makes me laugh. It's this kind of sense of humor. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, but it makes me laugh. They are all so eccentric. They are also crazy in the series, especially Kirk. It's a character in the series, Kirk. Kirk makes me laugh. Oh yes, when he's when he's searching for a dog, he was walking dogs and all the owners of the dog came to pick up their dog, but he has a dog left over. He's searching for the owner of the dog. He comes to see Luke in the diner again. And he says, "You know, this dog, he belongs to whom?" And Luke says, "Oh, you have a dog left over." But I don't say it by a funny way. You must see the scene. It's so funny. Another thing that I love in the series, it's the music. So there is a troubadour who is almost from the beginning. He's almost all the time there. Maybe not from the beginning, but very soon there is a troubadour playing music outside. I absolutely love this particular troubadour. I love his choice of music. I love the songs which are played. There is some John Lennon. There are some very famous songs like Björk, yes. It doesn't come to my mind right now, but there are very good musics in the series. And also the music which is made for the series is very good. There are like gimmicks, small pieces of music coming again and again. And there are a lot of la 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 la. Oh, that is a thing that my son doesn't like. La 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 la. Ta la 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 la. I'm going to avoid to sing too much things because I will have copyright problems as usually. But I like the la la las, the songs made for the Gilmore Girls. I really like that. It's very comforting and very. We have the feeling to be at home when we hear this. The only music that I don't like is the music of the opening. I don't know how we call that. You know, the music on the credits at the beginning. At the end I like, but I don't like at the beginning. The song with the two voices of the girls singing. I don't like this song. I didn't like at the beginning, I didn't like now. It has been changed a little. They tried to modernize it on Netflix, but seriously, I think that the original, I didn't like it, but it's still better than what they tried to make now. I don't like it. But everything inside is incredible. Notice the troubadour. There are many troubadours coming in an episode, and I think that it's the last episode of the season 6. Watch especially this episode because there are many songs which are absolutely incredible, with many troubadours coming to sing. I think there is sparks in this episode, and there is this song incredible when there is this scene which is really hard, and Lorelai walks in the streets of Stars Hollow. She has this blue dress which is beautiful. Yes, of course, everything she's wearing is beautiful. Walking with this blue dress and her cardigans that she holds like that. And there is this song, a woman who sings, another troubadour with a musician. I thought it was a cello played, but actually I checked, it's a weird violin. I don't know why I think cello when I think of this song. Maybe because the violin has a very particular sound. I'm not going to sing more, but this scene is it's supposed to be a very sad scene, and with a lot of emotion, and Lorelai is walking and it's sad, and this song with the dress and the scene and the meaning, it's so artistic, it's so well done, so well done. So I recommend that you check the music in this series. It's really worth listening to the music all along. There is a scene related to London, a boyfriend who lives to London, and they managed to do a song for the series which looks like Here Come the Sun. It's George Harrison. All that to say that it's so artistically made. Everything, the images, the text, the dialogues, the music, the sense of humor, the meaning behind all the story, which is so real to me because it almost gives me memories, which is strange. It's not my story. Another thing that I want to talk about, it's a character, it's Michelle. He's the manager of the inn where Lorelai works. She's above him, I mean, she runs the inn and he's the manager who helps her. And he's French, so he has a very strong French accent. He's the real French. I recognize they managed to convey exactly what the French is. And there are a lot of critics towards French, how they can be unpleasant and rude and always complaining, and unfortunately it's a little true. So it makes me laugh because it's unfortunately very true. So I don't feel upset about that. It makes me laugh when Michelle says, don't you know French people, they are insufferable. He's right. Here in Los Angeles, I avoid French people because I don't know what it is. When French people arrive in Los Angeles, if they meet other French people, they don't behave really well. I had troubles every time I was meeting other French people. So I try to avoid them because I prefer dealing with American people here. I mean, in Los Angeles, I'm not saying that they are always like that. But when you hear someone complaining in Los Angeles, you can be sure that he or she is French. I'm sorry, if I have French people watching that, they are going to be upset. No, but watch the series, you are going to laugh because it's made with such a sense of humor that it's not unpleasant, it's funny. The one that I love also is the grandfather. So the actor is Edward Herrmann, And unfortunately, in the revival, he's not there anymore because the actor died. So they made the character, the grandfather, Richard, die also. And that is really hard. That's why it's impossible to have exactly the same thing in the revival because someone died. You cannot laugh like that when someone disappeared, and it was such an important character in the series that it's very difficult not to be sad. Anyway, all that to say that for me the Gilmore Girls are more than a series. Gilmore Girls managed to keep me laughing in a very sad situation. So I was watching that and I was laughing even if I was sad. And just for that, I'm so grateful to this series. Second, they taught me to speak American, and I'm so grateful for that. They speak so fast, it's not easy to understand them when we are not American. They speak really, really fast and a lot of dialogues. It's not easy for someone who is not American to understand every detail. I managed to understand, I would say, 99% of it now. So thank you, the Gilmore Girls, for giving me that. Then I learned a lot of things from a culture point of view. Thank you for that. And I was entertained and they made me laugh so hard. Even now, I watch it. I know everything in advance and I'm still laughing. And I wanted so much to do a video about this series. I don't understand even how I could not do it before. I should have done that before. I'm a Gilmore Girls. When I say I'm a Gilmore Girls, I'm 100% for the Gilmore Girls series. I will defend it no matter what. I love Lauren Graham, the actress. I love Lorelai. Yes, the fact that she's a businesswoman, that she created this business, that she opened a new inn. For me, it's an example also. Of course, they don't give you details about the business in the series, but there are a few things that I watched and which helped me in my own business. Lorelai is an incredible character. She's very close, I think, to Lauren Graham. When I see Lauren Graham in interviews, I see a little of Lorelai in her. Rory is a very interesting character too. Rory doesn't behave always very well with her mother, but still, I like Rory. And of course, I love Luke. Luke, who has a diner, and who wouldn't dream of a Luke? Oh, I must tell you the story of Gypsy. So Gypsy is a woman who is a mechanic in the Gilmore Girls. So that's already so funny to see a woman who is the mechanic. Not that a woman cannot be a mechanic, but it's very rare in our life to see when you go in a small town and you have one mechanic and it's a woman. You know? Just that, it's already a little funny, you know. And something happened to me which was incredible. I was at Trader Joe's in the parking, and I arrived and I was pulling things outside. It was a while ago. And suddenly I realized that my keys remained in the car, and unfortunately I closed the trunk, but the keys fell in the trunk and I couldn't open my car anymore. So I thought, okay, what do I do now? Fortunately, I had AAA then. First, I thought, okay, what should I do now? Maybe I can fix the problem myself. And just at that moment, a car arrived, parks, and who comes out from the car? Gypsy, the actress who plays Gypsy. And I thought, here she is! Here she is to help me with the car. So I looked at her and I didn't want to, you know, to jump on her saying, oh, you are Gypsy. You know, when an actor goes to the grocery store to buy some food, he or she doesn't want to be disturbed by fans. So I didn't say a thing, but I wanted to laugh. And then I called AAA, and while I was waiting, what do I see? The actress playing Gypsy cleaning her car with I don't know, with a cloth. I thought it's more than real. And she looked exactly like in the series, exactly. She didn't repair my car, but she was there when I had a problem. Thank you, Gilmore Girls, for entertaining me so much during so many years, 15 years of Gilmore Girls, and I'm never bored. And of course, I watched the revival. I have a slightly different opinion about the revival. I like it, but by a very different way, so maybe I will talk about that one day. If you never watched the Gilmore Girls, I recommend that you do so. It's not a sponsored video. Nobody asked me to talk about the Gilmore Girls. No, 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 no. I did it, I do it because I love that so much. And I thought that I needed to do that one day in my life because Gilmore Girls had such an importance in my life. So it's just a series, but it's a series which did a lot for me. So it's important. It doesn't matter if it's not someone, if it's not a job, if it's not, I don't know, some family, it's not friends, they are not friends of mine. It's just a series, but a series which helped me a lot. So if you are depressed, if you are angry, if you are anxious because of the virus or because of the politics or because you lost your job, if you have the possibility, if you have access to Netflix, for example, or somewhere to watch the Gilmore Girls, or if someone can give you the DVDs, or I don't know, if you find a way to watch the Gilmore Girls, do it, because it's uplifting. Yes, it's a very uplifting series. It's funny, it's entertaining, it's going to teach you a lot of things. You are going to love all the characters, and you are going to have the feeling to be a part of a kind of crazy family. Even if it's not the case, but never mind, as long as it uplifts you, it's good. I didn't go to therapy too long. I replaced the therapy with the Gilmore Girls. I'm joking, but it's not far from that. Okay, so I'm going to see you the next time, probably in my place. Thank you for watching until the end, if you are still here. And as usually, I'm asking you to give a thumb up if you like this video, and subscribe if you want to hear more about different things. I did a lot of crafts lately. I'm actually doing a training with Jenny Bailey about the moon. So if you want to know more about that in the coming weeks, or about the music with Rustin Man and the last album, subscribe and click on the bell so we will be notified when I release a video. And please comment if you have a question or something to say. If you have an opinion about the Gilmore Girls, please say it. Even if you don't like them, say it, but please, no aggressive or mean comment. Constructive critique. Okay. Thank you very much for watching, and be safe, be careful, take care of yourself, and I see you next time. Bye.